Ladies and gentlemen, we are on Wednesday the 6th of May in the year of our Lord 2015. We are going to take you to the palace of the Bamunkumbit Fon'S in Kitunja division of the Northwest region of Cameroon. We are going to let you be abreast with some development projects in the palace carried out since the arrival of the Fon'S from the United States of America on the 4th of February 2015 till date. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to show you especially the architectural pieces in the palace supervised by the Fon'S, beginning at this very entrance of the palace. Structure number 1. Plastered, paintings being done, and drawings at the entrance. The main entrance into the palace with wood-carved designs. Certainly wood extracted from very expensive and hard stuff, which has enabled the paintings to come out beautifully. And the artist is at work to give the frontage of the palace a fresh look with paintings. That is certainly a lion camp. From that first hall at the entrance into the palace, there is yet a second hall, which is being used today as a court hall and a secretariat. It has been plastered and whitewashed, not painted yet. The palace of Bamunkumbit has been transformed into a vast construction site by Fon'S III. Work in progress. That second hall has a connecting building to the left as you move into the main Fon'S section of the palace. It has been plastered already with front pillars fitted. It is in fact a connecting building. From this closer vantage position, it is possible to see how connecting this third structure is to the Fon'S palace. That connecting structure swings right down, and at the lower edge of it, it forms an L shape surrounding what is usually referred to in Bamunkumbit as Abinda, which is located behind this main structure. As from here, there is yet another new structure under construction with 3 main pillars supporting it from the frontage. It acts as a direct link to this old hall constructed by Fon'S' father some years ago, which itself is undergoing renovation. It is the Fon'S' wish that with time, every pathway and doors into the palace will have these wooden carvings. From that old hall, there are other new connections behind, linking it to the Fon'S section of the palace. These are all new structures, already constructed, roofed and plastered. And then there is the main stone building at the Fon'S own section of the palace. This stone building has acted in the past as the main residence for the past Fon'S of Bamunkumbit. It is a building that has lasted here for over 200 years. From the marks on the corridors, one could vividly read that this building itself has worn out with time and space, is now undergoing renovation. The Fon'S III of Bamunkumbit has certainly geared up a lot of resources towards all the renovation works and the reconstruction works going on here at the palace. It is certainly a mammoth, gigantic scheme. With changes in time, it became very imperative that the Fon'S needed a new private residence when Fon'S III of Bamunkumbit ascended the throne in 2003. With that, he raised up this new Fon'S private residence to fit into that purpose. It is a well-structured building with several sleeping rooms, a parlor, dining, kitchens, and several toilets. This is the front view, supported by 8 solid pillars. The building is completely made up of cement bricks on very high foundation, ready now for plastering. Knockings have been done inside already for the ceiling. Front view of the Fon'S private residence in the palace. Then the back view of the Fon'S private residence, supported there with 3 solid pillars, and that building stretches right up and acts as a link from the southern part to the northern part of the palace, with that big hall you see right up there. With this, certainly the Fon'S has not been sleeping since he arrived Cameroon from the 4th of February 2015 till date, May 6th, 2015. 3 months of serious work in the palace. In front of the Fon'S private residence, there used to be a building here called Ndanchi. But the whole of this area has been leveled down and flattened. Here the Fon'S intend to plant some ornamental trees and carpet grass to add to the beauty of the palace, right down to his new residence located at the southern flank of the palace. The inner pole of the palace is also undergoing restructuring. This traditional shrine is called Alungwe. Alungwe, literally translated to Bamunkumbit, means the residence of the lion. The lion in this case is the Fon'S. So actually, this is where the past Fon'S of Bamunkumbit used to live. And it is also a sacred shrine in the palace of Bamunkumbit. It has been restructured, reconstructed with a solid foundation and carved poles provided both inside and outside of Alungwe. This is part of what Fon'S III of Bamunkumbit has been doing in the village here during his 3 months of holidays. The side view of Alungwe. It is a carefully and meticulously constructed traditional shrine. Part of the side view and the front view. This house plays a lot of functions here in the palace, and the functions are strictly sacred. When Fon'S W.A. Chofong, the father of Fon'S III, was in this palace, this is how the structures used to look like. This is one of the old structures housing the queen mothers of the palace. They are old. Most of the planks on the roofs are soft and weak. Most of the roofs are leaking, and the doors are all weak and falling off. No windows. The very foundation on which the houses are standing was initially weak, and it enabled a lot of cracks to develop on the walls, and they became a danger and had outdated with time. Therefore, they need to construct a new Queen Mother's quarters in the palace. Structure number 1. These are parts of the old structures for the Queen Mothers as they existed during the days of Fon'S Chofong II of Bamunkumbit, the father of Fon'S III. Clearly, the Queen Mother's houses were falling off and could no longer perform the functions for which they were intended. And so they need to construct new houses for the Queen Mothers in the palace of Bamunkumbit. The back view of the old structures. When His Majesty Fon'S III ascended the throne in 2003, he enabled Makuda, the Mankong Cultural and Development Association home branch, and the branch in the USA to team up and to provide decent accommodation for the Queen Mothers in the palace of Bamunkumbit. Through that partnership, this first structure was realized to house the widows which Fon'S Chofong II left behind. It is a very solid structure with a number of pillars supporting it from the corridors in front. The outer part already plastered, and some of the rooms in the inner part of this building are already plastered. Each of these apartments has a number of sleeping rooms and provision for flush toilets and shower. Then there is this second building in the Queen Mother's quarters in Bamunkumbit. It is exclusively the work of Makuda USA. This building is divided into 3 apartments. 2 apartments are going to house the Queen Mothers, and each of these 2 apartments is housed with 4 bedrooms, parlor, and a shower. The third apartment is a boys' quarters to house the children of those mothers. The building is already plastered with heavy pillars designed in front of it, 5 of them in number, and you see there window protectors are beginning to be mounted on some of those apartments on that building. Then the side view of that building, which is exclusively the work of Makuda USA. It is made up of the elites of Bamunkumbit resident in the United States of America. Certainly, they have done a job well recommending. Congratulations, Makuda USA. Even though plastering still needs to be completed with knockings and the ceiling fitted with doors and windows. An external toilet is already provided for that building of Makuda USA. The walls and the roofing is still to be done in very close proximity to that edifice. This is the back view of that building, the project of Makuda USA here in the Bamunkumbit Palace, with plastering going on and a lot of work in progress. There is yet another building to house some of the Queen Mothers, and this is exclusively the work of Fon'S.